To avoid fainting, keep repeating.
It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
Sights and sounds far beyond anything you've tested. The last house on the left. To avoid fainting, keep repeating.
It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
Take as much as you can.
Only a movie.
It's no doubt Wes Craven is now going to be remembered as one of the all-time greatest directors, if not just for the horror genre. He had a style that every time he made something new, it put a new twist on the horror cinema, or just made a completely new trend. He was definitely ahead of the game, and he had a whole bunch of ideas and thought-provoking concepts that made his films either fun, funny, or just flat-out terrifying. One of the first films he ever made was 1972's The Last House on the Left. This is what you call an exploitation film. They're usually done on an extremely low budget with no-name actors. They would take a certain trend and literally exploit whichever trend it be, sex, violence, or something else, and it would be made for that very purpose. The Last House on the Left covers all the bases. The story is about a teenage girl celebrating her 17th birthday with one of her friends. She's quite careless with her words in front of her parents, but it all represents the rebellious spirit of adolescence in the 1970s. As a matter of fact, everything is so 70s in this movie. The titles, the music, the design, so retro. Being teenage girls in the early 70s, Mary and her friend do what most would do, get high and drunk. Things go south, however, when they run into a team of psychotic criminals. This is where the movie gets flat out brutal as these murderers kidnap the girls and take them into the woods. This movie is not for the faint of heart by any means. They torture and rape the poor girls, and it really is hard to watch sometimes. There's many cringeworthy moments in the film, or beyond cringeworthy moments, and there's some graphic and bloody images in the movie too. It's partly about the loss of innocence, and it's really difficult and even heartbreaking to witness that. It actually mirrors a lot of horror stories you hear about serial killers and gruesome murders from around that time. I don't think this film would fly at all today. It's too extreme at times. It could even be considered ahead of its time in some ways. I'm pretty sure it got an X rating upon its original release. Yeah, it was that bad back then. Wes Craven gives these characters very wicked and disturbed personalities, with one character being guilty and more apologetic, a pattern that he actually kept going on with throughout his career. Strangely enough, Craven even adds a chunk of goofy or funny scenes to the film as well. I know it's to balance out the overall mood of the film and keep it from being too harsh, but the subplot with the two cops is almost an entirely different movie. 1 minute you're chuckling, the next you're horrified. That's how Craven started it all, and it continued for 40 years.
Oh, he's up to junior, say